When we think about our gut, we usually just think about, well, digestion. But what if I told you it's actually more like a hidden command center? One that's secretly pulling the strings on everything from your mood to how often you get sick. Let's dive into this incredible world living right inside you.
So, I've got to ask, is your gut secretly running your life? It sounds a little dramatic, right? But honestly, a ton of new science is pointing to a pretty fascinating answer. It seems like whatever's happening in our digestive tract creates this huge ripple effect across our entire body, affecting our health in ways we're really just starting to get a handle on. So, just how important is the gut really? Well, get a load of this number. 70%. That's the percentage of your body's entire immune system that's located right there. It's not just processing your food, it's literally the headquarters for your body's defense force.
And that one fact, that single number, it just blows the doors wide open on your gut's hidden power. See, it's so much more than digestion. It's really the foundation for our total body wellness. Let's break down what that influence actually looks like day to day.
This whole network is just incredible. There's a direct line of communication, they call it the gut-brain axis, that connects what's going on in your gut straight to your mood and your mental clarity. And beyond immunity, which we already talked about, your gut plays a huge role in stabilizing your blood sugar and can even influence how your body stores fat. It all points to one thing. If you want to feel better, think more clearly, and stay healthy, you absolutely have to pay attention to your gut.
Okay, so a balanced gut is obviously a huge win. But what happens when that balance gets thrown off? Well, inside all of us, there's this constant kind of turf war between the good bacteria and the bad ones. And when the bad guys start winning, your whole system starts to feel it. The official scientific term for this whole mess is dysbiosis. But really, the best way to picture it is like a beautiful garden that's being overrun by weeds. They're just choking out all the healthy plants. And that single problem can be the root cause of so many other health issues.
And the warning signs of dysbiosis, they show up in ways that might totally surprise you. It's not always just digestive issues like bloating. It could be that constant fatigue you just can't shake, or stubborn skin problems, that feeling of brain fog, or even finding yourself catching every single cold that goes around. These are all little signals your gut might be sending, telling you that something is out of whack.
So what's causing all this internal chaos in the first place? Well, here's the good news. A lot of the main culprits are things in our everyday lives. And once we can identify them, we can start to take back control.
Honestly, it pretty much boils down to this. You are what you feed your gut bacteria. On one side, you have the heroes. Fiber from plants, leafy greens, fermented foods, they're like fertilizer for your good bacteria. And on the other side, you've got the villains. Sugary foods, all those processed snacks, and too much saturated fat. They just feed the harmful microbes and help them take over.
But hey, it's not just what's on your plate. Chronic stress, not getting enough sleep night after night, overdoing it with antibiotics, or even just sitting around too much. All of these things can disrupt that delicate balance and tip the scales in the wrong direction. All right, enough about the problem. Let's get into the solutions. Because this is the exciting part. You actually have a ton of power to rebuild your gut health with some pretty simple, consistent changes. So here's your action plan.
Think of this as your 5-step gut reset. Step 1, feed the good guys with lots of fiber from all kinds of different plants. Step 2, bring in reinforcements, probiotics from fermented foods like yogurt or kimchi. Step 3 is crucial. You gotta starve the bad guys by cutting way back on processed foods and sugar. And remember, it's not just food. Managing stress and prioritizing sleep calms the whole system down. And finally, step 5 is all about consistency. Staying hydrated, moving your body, limiting alcohol. That's what makes all the other steps stick.
And I really want this to sink in. This isn't just about feeling a little better tomorrow. It's a real investment in your long-term health. Every good choice you make is like putting a deposit in the bank for your future self, protecting you from chronic health issues down the road.
So, what does this actually look like in real life? Well, it's probably a lot simpler and way more delicious than you might think. Let's just walk through what a gut-friendly day could look like.
Okay, so you can kick things off with some natural yogurt for those good probiotics, plus fiber from oats and berries. For lunch, maybe a salmon salad with quinoa and spinach for healthy fats and even more fiber, and you can throw in some kimchi for that fermented goodness. Then for dinner, something simple like a tofu stir-fry with broccoli and brown rice, wrapping up the day with yet another hit of plant-based fiber. See? It's all about mixing fiber, healthy proteins, and those amazing fermented foods.
So if there's one single thing to take away from all of this, it's this. Your gut health isn't some side story. It is the absolute foundation of your immunity, your mental clarity, and your long-term well-being.
Taking care of it is one of the single most powerful things you can do for your health.
So I'm going to leave you with a question. This doesn't have to be some massive overnight overhaul. It can be small. Maybe it's just adding a handful of spinach to your lunch, or choosing yogurt instead of a sugary snack. What's the one small, doable change you're going to make, starting today, to begin building a healthier gut?